Now on BBC One, a special message from the Queen. It's time for What's in the Box.
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
Hello everybody, welcome to What's in the Box, episode 2. My name is Frizz Frizzle. I'm the keeper of the box, and I put stuff in the box, and, you've seen an episode already, you know how it goes. Please put your hands together or do the applause emoji for our first guest. She is an author, she's an animator, she is Tracy King. Hello, Tracy.
Hello! Happy Dystopia!
Happy Dystopia, which was originally the title of this show. So,
I'm having
how
a
are
great
you
one.
doing?
I'm alright. I've got a bit of a cough, but I've had it since 2018. So
we've just removed Tracy from the... No, it's okay. She's back. She's back. Lovely.
it's fine. It's just
It's
a
okay.
normal
You're
cough.
in your own little box there, so it's...
My
it's
cat has
easy.
just arrived. That is ideal timing.
Consider we had a cat in the last episode as well, so maybe that can be the theme. Do cats go in boxes? I think so. Right, coming up next, it is our next guest. He is a stand-up comedian. He's performed all over the world, 93 countries, I think. I didn't realise there was that many countries. It is Nick Page.
Woo!
Hello.
Hello, Nick. How are you coping?
I'm very well,
with the
thank you. Hello,
wonderful-
award-winning Frizz Frizzle.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I didn't mention
and
that
cats
in the
do go in boxes, and when they're in boxes, they're either alive or dead, aren't they?
Oh, yes. Schrodinger's box.
Yeah,
They're alive
exactly.
and dead.
Alive and dead, yes. I tried explaining that to a friend of mine, and he just said, surely you just shake the box.
It's time to play round 1.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
The first round is called What's in the Box. I am aware that's also the title of the show, but if Living in a Box could have a song called Living in a Box from the album Living in a Box, I'm allowed to do this.
My cat is now in the box. Just
Spoilers!
this thing.
The basis of this round is I am going to pull an item out of the box, but before I do, you have to guess what I'm going to pull out. If both of you are wrong, which most likely you will be, you will then have to convince me why your guess was the closest. Tracy, you go
Yes.
first. What am I going to pull out of the box? What do you think is in the box?
The funniest thing I can think of, a banana.
A banana. Ooh. Wish we had a studio audience. To be fair, this show does have the same budget of Have I Got News for You does nowadays. Nick Page, what is your guess of what I'm going to pull out of the box?
An antique pearl necklace.
An antique pearl necklace.
Pearl
You cut out for a
necklace.
second. It sounded like you said anti-pearl, and I was, for the life of me, trying to think what the opposite of a pearl was. The item I am pulling out of the box is, drumroll please, wooden carved praying hands from Israel. My mum got these when I was 9 on a school trip we had to Israel. Really, really nice detail in the thumbs as well. Ooh.
Beautiful. That's really
Surely that's like
really...
a Palestine-Israel high five,
Oh,
rather
beautiful.
than praying.
That is moving. I'm moved.
Tracy, you guessed it was a banana.
Yes.
Please explain why the symbol of peace in Israel is much akin to a banana.
Well, there's two reasons. Very obvious one is that you peel a banana with your hands. Good luck if you don't have hands peeling a banana, frankly. No offense to anyone watching who doesn't have hands. The other thing is, I can't remember the guy's name, but years and years ago, there was I'm so sorry. There was a guy who said that one of the proofs of creationism is that bananas are perfectly evolved to be held in a hand and fit, curved towards the mouth, which is true, but it just hadn't occurred to him that if you turn it the other way, that's no longer true, and they're curving away from you and you're just biting into the air. So anyway, as that's very clearly some sort of religious symbolistic token of, God, and as the banana is also proof of God, I think I was the closest.
Okay. Weirdly religious. Wasn't expecting that. Nick Page, remind us of your guess again.
It was an antique pearl necklace
Antique
that
pearl
you initially
necklace.
thought was an anti-pearl necklace. The hands represent both. I had an auntie called Pearl, and on her dressing table, she had a creepy wooden hand for hanging jewellery off.
That's why she said it was fur.
It was like really spiny. Obviously, a teenage Frizz has had a go with that at some point.
I mean, it's right there. We're all thinking it. Frizz.
Yeah,
you're very generous with the size of teenage Frizz.
There we go. And it had surprisingly spiky nails as well. But that had a pearl necklace hanging from it. It looked very much like half of that, which means that I am closer. Yeah.
Okay.
Disbelieve if you choose.
That's my thing. My brand is disbelieving things. So
I've got points to dish out. Nick, I'm going to give you 1 for that because you were very generous, and that's not what this game is about. Tracy, I am giving you 2 whole points.
Yes.
Because I did like the religious aspect of the whole thing. And what are we at What's in the Box if not pro-religion?
Yeah, I once received hate mail from Christian groups.
Yes. That's how you know
want
you've
to.
made it. You've...
Okay. Right, and on another note, God's not real. Time for round 2.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 2 is called Sentimental Value. Ooh. Tracy, you are going to get an item out of your box.
Yes.
And Nick, this will be an object from your childhood that means the world to you. And you need to explain why this object means so much to you.
Okay.
And then Nick's going to do the same. Pull an item out of your box that Tracy's never seen before, and she will explain why this item means the world to her. Tracy, please choose an item from your box that Nick is now going to go in a full diatribe monologue about how much it means the world to
Okay,
him.
I'm bringing around. Are you ready for this? I'm going to have to model this for the full effect. Your item is... Here we go.
Oh my God. You found it.
So, Nick, please explain what this Henry Hoover cat means the world to you.
Well, firstly, I'm slightly overcome that Tracy found it because I thought it was lost forever. I was a foundling, and I was raised not so much by wolves but by domestic appliances. I lived in a janitorial supply closet. My friends were Henry the Hoover, Molly the mop, Billy the broom, and Dave the bleach bucket. They were my family until I was 29, and I thought they'd all passed away, and all I had to remember Henry by was that cap. And then one day, when I stepped outside, one of the first times I'd been into the outside world, I wasn't prepared for the ferocity of the wind, having never felt it, living 29 years in a cupboard. And it blew away down the street, and I thought I'd never see it again, that memory of Henry, who, of course, had died and been replaced by a soulless Gtech, who never even spoke to me. So thank you, Tracy, for finding it.
I mean, you're welcome, but you're not having it back.
It's enough for me to know that it's got a good home. Thank you, Henry.
Adored that.
Thank you for my life.
You now return the favor, Nick. I believe you have an item in your box that means the world to Tracy and her childhood. Please, for the first time, it's like surprise, surprise. Tonight, Tracy, your sentimental childhood item is here, and Nick has it, and it is.
It is an antique dissection kit.
Wow.
Antique dissection.
Yeah, scalpels, tweezers, a small pair of scissors, all in a...
I don't know why you're explaining, Nick. Tracy already knows what's in it because it's hers.
It is mine.
Please tell us.
I need to take this hat off, actually, out of respect for this story, because it's not a happy story, I'm afraid. Oh. I know. I keep that antique box which I've lent to my friend here for safekeeping. because I grew up in the 1800s, and one of the things about the 1800s was that, you know, surgery was very much in its infancy. And I've just, you know, always really had this, I guess, a calling, you know, when you really get a calling to slice into people. And I just, it was so strong. And because it was the 1800s, there wasn't really any police around. You couldn't, you couldn't really, you know, you couldn't really commit crime and get caught because, you know, obviously there was no DNA or anything like that. So, you know, you could just get away with it. And I was like, well, I've got an opportunity here. So I broke into what passed for a hospital in those days. And I stole that beautiful surgical kit that you've got there, and killed a few people on my way out. But that's, you know, that's how you do these things. So yeah, and I took it home and I practiced for a bit on, you know, on my neighbours' kids, that kind of stuff. And then eventually managed to put myself together a full Frankenstein, full Frankenstein's monster. And he's downstairs now. His name's Dan, and we've been together for nearly 200 years, and we're really happy. So yeah, I just feel like if it wasn't for that first little surgical kit, I never found my true love through.
I've met Dan, and that makes sense. Right, I need to.
He lives in the attic. You call him Dan Frank.
Oh, we've got puns coming up the wazoo here.
That's the correct place to store them.
For that, just for Nick's beautiful storytelling vibes and all his friends in the cupboard. 29 years in a cupboard. I wrote it down. Yes, that's 3 whole points for Nick. Tracy,
well deserved, Nick.
You're getting 2 for that.
And it was more of a 1-pointer, but I'll take the extra pity point.
It wasn't as whimsical.
You can't follow Henry Hoover. I scuppered myself there, hoisted by my own novelty hat.
Although I did also, one of the points that I gave to Nick was for his eyebrow trimming that he thought was happening off stage.
Well, if we're doing that, I've got loads to trim here.
The scores are 4 apiece. That is the end of round 2. It's time for round 3. That's right, round 3.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 3 is called the music round. Would you like to know why it's called the music round?
Yes, please.
Because in my box, I have a number of compilation CDs.
Oh,
that one is the Fame Academy soundtrack. I'm going to pull one of these out and invent a game involving one of the compilation CDs. Today, we are playing with the greatest hits of 1998.
It was a very good year.
We also have Sparkle, a song by Be Careful featuring R. Kelly. How very apt. The game that I'm going to
That would be a
devise-
great compilation CD. It would just be called Before They Were Nonces.
It wouldn't age well.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick some songs with artists or music groups with their song, and I'm going to give them synonyms, right? I will reword the artist and the song title with synonyms, which mean the same thing. For example, if I were to say Nothing But Holy People, that would be All Saints.
Ah, pure and simple.
I get it, but I
that was
don't
hearsay.
like it.
Or was it the truth?
Oh, bollocks.
So, Tracy,
I don't know 90s music, so this is not going to go well for me.
I will try and pick some easy ones for you. Okay, you'll know this band. Pungent Women.
Okay. Spice Girls?
Yes. And their song for 2 bonus points, Cease.
Stop.
Correct.
Do I get a bonus point for singing it?
Yes.
Sing it and we'll see.
Well, no, that's not fair.
Nick, it is your turn. Easily Ruby.
Simply Red.
Correct.
Ooh,
And
very
for
nice.
2 bonus points, state your admiration for I.
Praise Me.
Oh, that was Fatboy Slim.
Ah,
It was Say You Love Me. Did that make sense? State your admiration for I think so. Anyway, you still get the point for
Yeah.
Simply Red. Tracy, it is your go. Brilliant of Bottom.
Good ass.
It was good. No, it wasn't good ass. Nick, can you steal this point? Brilliant of Bottom.
Ace of Base.
Correct.
Oh, come on.
Their song is Experience is a Rose.
Why?
Life is a flower.
Life is a flower, so precious in your hand, carry on. Because I sang that, I'm going to give myself 4 bonus points. Fake Stone. They were an Irish band.
Something rock. Fake. No.
Tracy, can you steal this?
A band that's called Something Rock.
And Fake Stone. So the word that's missing means fake, and they're Irish.
Blarney
No idea.
Stone.
Shamrock.
Oh my God.
I've never heard
of
of a band called Shamrock.
It was Tell Me Ma, when I get home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my
No.
hair, they stole my comb, but that's all right, because I get home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is a belle of Belfast City. She is a
cultural appropriation.
popping an old oak. That's the reason why I sang it in not an Irish accent.
Ah, good.
We've already got the Christians on our back. Okay. Tracy, it's your
Yes.
go.
Okay.
Spine Avenue Lads.
Oh, beep.
Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
Oh,
For 2 points, the song of the Backstreet Boys or the Spine Avenue Lads.
no clue.
Everything I own to bequeath.
I'm just going to have to guess. Give you everything?
All I have to give.
Oh, whatever.
I'll give you half a point for that.
I couldn't name a Backstreet Boys song, but I do. Did they not? Did they just do a thing, or was that some other boy band? Yeah.
Nothing
Okay, no, I
but
know
a
that from the Brooklyn
heartache.
Nine-Nine intro.
Tell me
I know
why.
that.
Yeah, I only know because of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
We have one more musical act for Nick. Prod and Bugger Off. With their song, and I'll tell you what the song was.
Okay.
It was called Would You Go to Bed With Me? What were they called?
Are you
Prod and
making this
Bugger
up?
Off.
You're making this up.
Poke and leave.
Oh, Touch and
Poke and
Go.
go.
Touch and Go. Poke and leave.
This is like a catchphrase, but just gone horribly wrong. Well, horribly wronger than catchphrase has gone.
Yes.
That's the end of round 3.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank God, but that was really traumatic for me. I felt I'm huge disadvantage with my lack of popular culture knowledge from the 90s.
Sadly, we don't have an after show called What's More in the Box with Stephen Mulhern to try and console you. So apologies for that.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 4 is called Problematic. I have asked the audience for some problems that need solving. And you, with the items in your box, are going to tell us how to solve this problem using those items. The problem that we are going to deal with is, from David Seddon, the Formula One season. Now, I think the problem there is that it's not happening. So I'm going to bounce from that idea and say that as all sports are currently cancelled right now, what sport can you invent out of the remaining objects in your box that will be enthralling for the world to watch? We will start with Nick.
So one of the objects in my box is this Kong dog toy, and the sport I would suggest is to put a mixture of things in it. The dogs quite like peanut butter, cream cheese, banana, and dog biscuits that are slightly too big so they wedge in there, and then just time how long it takes for the dog to consume all of the treats that are inside the Kong. Plus, also, it's an amusing thing to find lying around because people always look as though it might be some kind of butt plug and you might have coughed and it's come out. So they're always a little concerned when they see it on the carpet. Great sport. I mean, there we go. Every house should have one. We've got some in different sizes because the dog kept growing. Moshi, who is only 9 months old and already weighs 36 kilos.
Compared to me, that is not that fat.
He's stupid. It's big for a dog. I can put my hand on his next to me without having to bend down, and I'm 6'3". He's stupidly big.
It's big for a poodle.
It's big for a poodle.
Is it a poodle?
Yeah. No. It's big for a pug.
Yes.
We have a new problem for Tracy. So,
Oh.
Tracy, I'm reading the comments. The problem that you are going to be solving is from my dad, who is watching from the other room. And he says,
I've met your dad.
pub's not open for some reason.
Pub's not open. That's true.
Now, I don't know if that's a problem for the show or if he's just mindlessly typing into the void and he's only just realised that the pubs aren't open. So, Tracy, using the items in your box, please solve the problem of the pubs not being open for some reason.
All right, the pubs aren't open, which means that you haven't got anywhere to go at the end of your pretend walking the dog. So what you can do is invent a new sport. Using this is just a symbol of this new sport. From my box here, I've got a miniature toilet. I was going to say it's a working miniature toilet in that it has a lifty uppy lid thing. But obviously it's not a working miniature toilet in that you don't. I mean, you could, but don't pee in it. So a new thing that you can do instead of going for a walk and ending up at a nice pub and having a pint is go for a walk and see where you can get away with having a crafty pee. It could be anywhere. My sort of end of walk pub is a really nice one down by the river. But I'm allowed to go for a walk. So instead of sloping off a walk and having a nice pint of tomato juice at the end of it, as I do, and a packet of crisps, I'm going to crouch down behind some bushes and have a sneaky pee, and then go home. And that's what I'm going to do instead of going to the pub. So yeah, see where you can get away with it, because there's no police about or anything. There's no other passers-by, so you could just pee anywhere.
Okay, I like that. I like the tidy toilet. That wins a point immediately for being best item pulled out of the box in today's show. For your distraction from the pub, I don't like, looking for a place to pee in secret. I've got a toilet at home. I wouldn't need to walk away from it.
You get out of your house, Frizz. It's to get out of your house. You can pee at home anytime. You could drink at home anytime, but you don't want to. You want to go to the pub.
At the risk of giving points to the opposition, an outdoor pee is one of the great joys.
It is, and I'm a lady, and even I like a sneaky outdoor pee.
But there's hardly any people in the streets right now.
Right.
Which means it will be very easy. So you're weighing me. Actually, yes, that was.
See, I just think this opens up so many possibilities.
1.5 points for that, just to even it up with the other
Hey!
half points.
Oh no, I gave it 3 points. She's still got her half a point from earlier. We have
okay.
a comment from Steve Elsom again, just out of interest, asking for a friend. Where did he buy his dog's butt plug? Again, your sport was to put stuff in the dog.
Yeah, and then
butt plug.
time how long it took for the dog to eat it. The dog chases it
Oh, I
around.
see. Oh,
Yeah.
so we've got animals. A lot of people are annoyed that the Grand Nationals cancelled. So animal sports. I'm giving you 4 for that. I'm giving you 4
Wow.
for that. And
I
that
think
is
that's
the
overly
end
generous.
of round 4. It is time for round 5.
Ooh.
This is the final round.
Is it? I've
This
still
is
got
the
more
final.
stuff in my box. We could
I
we
can
just
definitely
not
have a
go all
biscuit
right.
now.
Before the final round, we are going to have a look at what items were not used in today's What's in the Box.
Oh, good.
So we didn't get to see my bag of lemons.
Oh, I was close with
Okay.
the banana. They're both yellow and fruit.
Tracy, what items from your box did we not use today?
Some corkers. I've got a crystal from the Crystal Maze. Da 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 da. So that.
Tracy, please don't remind the viewers of other better game shows whilst on this show. That's the
Wink.
one rule that I have.
We've got this, which is I made this. This is a treasure chest from Zelda, which when you open it up... Yeah, it's boxed in a box. When you open it up, look, it's got a glowy light inside. Like in Zelda, you go ba 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 da 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 da. I made this. Look how nice it is. It's lovely.
Oh, you made it?
Yeah.
You know what? That gets a point. Nick, please tell us what was in your box that we could not get to today.
A little bundle with some ginger biscuits that I've eaten a couple of now.
Nice.
And a medal that I was awarded for doing gigs in war zones.
Oh. Well done. I didn't know Birmingham did that.
There you go. Operational Service Medal for Afghanistan and bar.
That's genuinely lovely.
I've given you 2 bonus points for the medal, Nick.
No, hang on. That's not fair.
It is.
I haven't been to war zones.
Tracy, there are no prizes here. There are no legitimate prizes here.
The prize is winning, Frizz.
Another comment. Hope Nick's washed his hands after handling dog's butt plug and then dunking biscuit.
I think Steve Elson is giving the dog's butt plug far too much thought.
He really wants to know where to get one.
It's giving him a distraction from the the death and the pandemic and all of that. So let him have it.
He died during the C-19 pandemic. Not of the virus, but because of a dog butt plug related injury. It took them 3 hours to get the smile off his face.
Calm down, Adam K.
Okay. It is time for round 5.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 5 is called the quick fire round. Would you like to know why it's called the quick fire round?
Is it because Nick went to Afghanistan?
No, but topical? In the 80s,
The medal.
in the 1980s, Billy Joel released a song called We Didn't Start the Fire. In it, he named a bunch of events from history very, very quickly to a tune. I'm now going to ask you for your specialist subject that you know a lot about. For example, what you would like if you were in the final of Pointless. So you can name a lot of things. And to do it to the beat of We Didn't Start the Fire. With Tracy in the lead, I'm going to let you go first, Tracy, okay?
Oh, man.
What would you like your specialist subject to be that you're totally not looking up on your phone?
I'm absolutely not. I'm looking in my lap for unrelated reasons. This is so hard. I guess, like, Nintendo characters?
Nintendo characters is perfect. Tracy, to the tune of We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel, please name as many Nintendo characters as you can. I will count you in when it's your turn. Four, 3, 2.
Mario, Waluigi, Yoshi, Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur. Oh shit!
Oh wow! That was absolutely fantastic, and some of it rhymed. I was not expecting any of that to rhyme.
I wish I had cheated and got a list because you could go for hours with Pokemon because they rhyme with themselves because of the evolution.
They do. And to be fair, I know no Pokemon, so you could have just been making shit up.
Shitsaw! This is how you know that this show is improvised, because if I'd had 5 minutes, I could have written something sweet.
What is your specialist subject that you're going to name a lot of objects from, or names from?
The Brazilian national dish, feijoada.
Surely there's only one of them.
It's got a lot of ingredients.
So, Nick, you are choosing... This is the most niche topic I've ever had on this show. You are choosing ingredients for the national dish. What's it called?
Brazil.
Of Brazil.
Feijoada.
Feijoada, right. Here we go. To the tune of We Didn't Start the Fire. Here is Nick's recipe for feijoada.
Black beans, vegetable stock, bay leaf, and some pork. Get some chorizo and some beef ribs too. Add a little bit of sausage, then some offal if you've got it. Stir it up for a couple of hours. Serve it with some rice and peas. We are going to make feijoada.
Is that a song you've already written, Nick?
No, only during the last minute.
It is time to reveal the final scores. In second place, with 22.5 points. It is Tracy King. And the winner, drum roll please, with 23 points. There was half a point in it. It is Nick Page.
I mean, I'd like to be humble, but victory is everything.
Nick, as you are the winner of that, you get to plug whatever you'd like first. If there's anything that you're doing that you'd like people to know about,
yes, on
it's
Friday, I am doing a live streamed gig for couch comedy. So have a look for couch comedy. And they are trying to make it as close to a live gig experience as they can, which will be interesting because the other live stream gigs I've done have been a mixed bag, but this has been tremendous fun as well, and I hope to be on it again.
You certainly can do. Tracy, would you like to plug anything that you are up to during these self-isolating times?
Well, this is kind of a long haul, but I'm supposed to be using this time to write a book, which is not out for another 2 years. So it's called Learning to Think, and it's out in spring 2022. But in the meantime, donate to some domestic violence charities, Birmingham and Solihull Women's Aid. If you can spare a fiver, they're doing amazing work right now, and they really need your money. So do that.
That was Tracy King. Tracy King and Nick Page, everybody.
Woo! Frizzle!
Absolutely marvelous. That's me. With me, if you want to follow me on Twitter at What's in the Books, that is What's in the Box with no vowels in. If you follow that, you'll know about all the guests we've got coming up. We've got some fantastic guests coming up, so keep an eye out for that. Also, if you fancy donating a $5 or a $10 to keep the show going, us comedians and entertainers, we have just suddenly had all our gigs disappear. So doing these little live streams and stuff like that is the only way we're sort of making a living at the moment. So if you'd like to donate, the links are in the description below. But also, when you watch this on YouTube, I'll also put a link to Tracy's charity as well as all of their Twitter pages. But one more time, please, round of applause, everyone. Tonight's guests were Tracy King and Nick Page.
Woo-hoo!
Now, can you all wave to the camera for 23 seconds as the closing theme plays over us? Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
What's in the box?